We got to talk about some other flying, and this is much closer to home. Actually, probably just flying onto your arm, because there's a buzz in the air. Now it's April, and that is mosquito season is starting. Don't worry, not yet. There are treatments to try to keep everybody in check, and now is the time to really kind of get on top of that. So joining us now to discuss this, Alex Carlson with the Metropolitan Mosquito Control District, and this becomes, thanks for taking time to come in here and talk to us.
Thanks for having me.
This is a busy time, well, it's busy all summer, but this is the time where you guys are really getting out there to get ahead of this, to try to prevent mosquitoes before they can hatch and start chewing us up.
Yeah, our season officially started this week with our seasonal staff starting on Monday. So the first order of business is to go out to every pond and wetland that we have mapped and see where the hotspots are for mosquito larvae, so we can send out our treatments and get those before they start coming out of the water.
And what's interesting here when you talk about that, I mean, we live in an area that's got a lot of water.
Yes, we do.
And this is painstakingly mapped where all these, because it doesn't need to be much, painstakingly mapped. I mean, describe how much information you're dealing with about where to go.
Yeah, we have 88,000 sites mapped. That could be anything from a small drainage ditch to a several acre wetland. And it's actually great. It's all published on our website, so people can look up their neighborhood or their city and figure out all the sites that are producing mosquitoes near you.
Oh, you may not want to look that up. I don't know. That might be scary to some people, because it is, I mean, you are not only attacking this with helicopter, and you know, I've seen a number of these, and it's pretty remarkable to watch some of these, because it looks like they're coming in and just dive bombing down into ponds, you know, small areas. So it's that and a combination of doing it on foot.
Yeah, and we actually have a third tool that we added the last couple of years. We're using drones as well.
Oh.
So helicopters are our main source because they can cover the most area, and some of those large wetlands that are producing, you know, millions of mosquitoes, we really have to focus on those. But then for the kind of the small, medium sites, drones have been a really great tool to get in there, get kind of around where it's hard to access on foot, and really do an effective job for us.
You know, I've seen what the helicopters can carry with the big, you know, the big kind of tanks on the side, and that's still dropping. The helicopters are dropping granular material too.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And how much can a drone carry?
It depends on the drone, anywhere from 20 to 40 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, so they can do quite a bit. Really, the issue with the drones is just that we have to keep charging their battery.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you got to bring it back to base.
Yep.
That battery's getting under 20%.
Yep.
But how much of an area then could a drone cover on one flight?
Usually about 1 to 2 acres is usually what we go for. Yep. Yeah. So it's really a nice tool to have, because it's a lot faster than our staff can be, who used to have to put the full chest waders on and walk into the water with a little backpack, and this is a lot easier.
So does that speed up the process, or does that expand the areas that you cover, or both?
Yeah, both. So it helps with getting to more areas in a shorter amount of time. It also helps with staff safety, a lot less injuries or issues of accessing certain areas, and it also just gives areas, a lot of the areas we used to have to go to in the winter because they were so hard to get to in the summer when everything's overgrown, and we would put the little briquettes out in the winter. We don't have to do that as much anymore because we have this new tool that helps us get to those places.
Nice. I have been out with mosquito control crews before where, you know, it's wading through the wetland areas with the, you know, the little hand fertilizer spreader, essentially, or salt spreader, just putting this out there. I mean, that can be a little painstaking to wade into all these areas.
Yeah. So the drones have been really helpful with that. We still do a lot of those ground treatments because, especially those really small sites that are just easier to get to on the ground. So we still do a lot of that, but we've really expanded to add more tools to our arsenal.
So then a lot of people think, okay, you know, you're doing all this, I'm still getting chewed up by mosquitoes. Well, that's because you can't get to every area of water, and some of the areas that they're breeding in or hatching in are minuscule.
Yeah, they can develop in as much as like a bottle cap.
A bottle cap.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot of water, so that's where everybody else can help by checking your yard and your neighborhood. If you're seeing things that are holding water that shouldn't be, flip them over, dump it out, or just, you know, make sure your gutters are clear, your rain barrels have, you know, water flowing or covers and stuff like that.
Yeah, even like a bird bath.
Yeah.
Or an old tire or something, right?
Yeah, anything that circulates the water, so like a bird bath, something that kind of just like moves the water, that'll keep the larva out.
But a broken bird bath is not.
Broken bird bath's not going to do too much.
And then if you have a bucket, like even you know, for yard work or something, it just, how much water does it take?
Not very much, yeah, and it doesn't take very long either. So we found, you know, I've had this personal experience where I leave something out and within a couple days there's larvae in there. So really, like, be vigilant all summer long. Now's a good time when everybody's doing spring cleaning, but all summer long, if you notice anything that's holding out water, flip it over so that it doesn't become mosquito habitat.
Okay, so any sort of forecast for the mosquitoes this season?
Yeah, well, right now we kind of look at the weather. So they're predicting an average precipitation year, which could go up or down. We'll see. But the one prediction we can make with some accuracy is that July prediction for those cattail mosquitoes, because those are already in the water from last summer. So those actually are going to be back to a higher year again, like they were last year. Last year was the first high year we saw since 2020. But we're seeing a early July surge is probably coming again this year.
So when do you think people would first kind of notice mosquitoes?
Well, we've already heard reports of some people finding a few here and there flying around, but probably not in significant numbers until probably early May would be our guess.
Okay, and then in addition to people just checking their property for any stagnant water, what else do you find works the best? I mean, we have a lot of stuff that we can use now, whether it's candles or the thermocells and stuff like that. What do you suggest?
Yeah, I mean, the best thing to do is just protect yourself. People don't want to put on DEET and sit outside, but it works really well. So put on the bug spray, cover yourself up. One of my favorite tricks is just putting an oscillating fan if you're going to be sitting outside.
That's what we have on our deck. It's an oscillating fan, and I mean, mosquitoes, it doesn't take much of a breeze, and they can't land on you very well.
Yeah, they're very weak flyers, so anything that kind of push them away works really well.
Okay, all right. Well, what's next for you? Do you got to go out from here to a wetland, or?
No, I don't have the fortunate part of my job where I get to go out there, but we have staff out there right now, so we're just trying to get the word out to everybody to make sure that you're going to start seeing our helicopters on Monday. So that's the plan. Yep.
Okay.
Weather can always adjust things, but currently we're looking at Monday, and then probably most days next week we'll have helicopters.
Well, the weather's looking pretty good for them to get out there and attack those things.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks so much for coming in here.
Yeah,
Always
thanks
good to
for
talk
having
to
me.
you, even though we don't like talking about mosquitoes. We like talking about keeping mosquitoes at bay.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Good luck in your effort. We're all counting on you.
Thank you.
All right. We got to take